Hello, my sibs! So I actually took notes for this video so I could remember them. And then I took off my glasses so you wouldn't see this crazy notebook behind my camera. And then I was like, I can't see my notes. And so this is why I am so close. Okay, so I just got in this coaching group with this girl who teaches like mindset. She focuses a lot of it on business, but it's just like a strong opinion that we shouldn't compartmentalize our life and that our personal life will always affect our business life. So she's like, mindset everywhere is really good. But this week we were learning about guilt. And she was talking about how, like, without even realizing it, we bring in guilt to different situations. But that it's like a learned feeling and that we can swap it if we want. It comes with like a lot of shoulds, like I should be doing this, I shouldn't be doing that. And she brought up this scenario of her being at the grocery store a few years ago, and she would feel so guilty because she had like a really small budget for her groceries, and she would feel so guilty every time she would go to the register and pay for her groceries, and she would just be like, I shouldn't be buying these groceries, I should spend this money on something else, or I feel like I'm buying too much, or like I shouldn't be doing this, I should, blah, 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 blah. And she just was feeling guilty, and she just kind of paused and was like, does this guilt serve me? Is it serving me? And she asked us, do you feel like guilt serves you? And I'm like, no. I feel for like for the most part, like with daily stuff every day, doesn't really serve me. I could see in situations like I'm doing heroin and I feel guilty that I'm not with my family as much. Like I could see that guilt serving a person. And so she mentioned, when this would happen, seeing a huge G on her forehead. She felt like she just like walk around with this big guilt G. Like she felt like that was how it felt. And she mentioned that she like wanted to flip it. She wanted to see if she could have like a different feeling than guilt, because she didn't want to feel like this heaviness of paying for groceries. And so she was thinking about that big like G on her forehead that she kind of envisioned. And she just, I'm looking at my notes. Instead of I shouldn't be spending this money on groceries, she was like, what can I say? And she was like, well, I could flip it, like if I think of that G, I could flip it to, gratitude. Instead of I shouldn't be spending this money on groceries, being like, I am so grateful that I have the means to buy these groceries. And I just love that so much. I love that so much more than, feeling that guilt. And like, I think of myself, and whenever I have Violet watched, I feel this like terrible guilt of I'm not being a good mom to Violet. I'm not with her always, every time. And like I feel like I have to get back to her soon. I can't have it be like longer than a few hours. I feel like that. But in reality, it's very good for us both to have some time apart. And so like that guilt does not serve me in that situation, not serving me guilt. And so if I just flip it and say, I'm really grateful that I have people that I trust to watch Violet, to keep her safe, and also to be a good person for her to hang out with instead of me all day, every day, all the time. And so I just want to like challenge you, my sibs, to like notice when you have any of these guilts, and maybe this guilt serves you. Maybe there's a time where you're like, oh yeah, that is actually a good thing for me to think about, or maybe it's not. But I don't know, just notice it and see if you can make a switch to gratitude, because I really liked learning that this week. So just wanted to share you that, and love you all, and I will talk to you soon.